What's up, Highland? What are you smiling about?
Nothing, man.
It's been a minute.
It has been a minute.
It's been a minute.
This is our first recording together for the year.
Yeah, what an honor.
So.
We're glad to share it with you and our special guest today.
That's right.
Hi.
Hi. We'll get to you in a second.
Okay.
Hey, you. We'll get to you. We'll get to you in a second. All right. So typically, we just want to make sure thank everyone, but remind you to follow us on Facebook, YouTube. And contact us if you got a cool story like our guest today. Very special guest, but
new businesses,
events, nonprofits, events coming up. Bring it on.
Yeah.
We actually had a lot of
all of 2026.
That's right.
Book it out.
Yeah, you got a parade, or you're going to stand out and protest. Let us know. Well,
on TV.
Sure. Okay, let's get to our guest. Good thing Jeff isn't here. He cut me off already.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, pretty cool guest today,
yes.
Right? We got it's our first time with an author, correct?
I believe so.
I think at least anyone that shared that with us. Yeah. So, why don't you tell us? Well, first of all, Bella Sparks with Sparks.
Bella Spark with Bella Spark Books.
Okay, so, but tell us who you are, a little bit of your background, and then we'll get into it.
Okay. Well, I am Bella Spark, and I am a born and raised Highland area resident, and it has just been, the past year has been quite the journey. What started out for me as a childhood dream to write a book has quickly exploded into what I'm calling a community initiative, and just it's become. I was telling somebody earlier that my mom's like, "Are you having a midlife crisis?" And I was like, "Well, if I am, okay, because I'm having the time of my life, and I'm finally comfortable in my own skin, and I just want to be able to share that with other people." So started out as the books, and really for me. Even though it's childhood books, there's other stuff in the works that, belief has no age limit, or no gender. Every human needs belief.
Sure. So someone's sitting out there going, "Hey, you look familiar, but your name's is that? Can you share your real name? Are we there yet? Where you can,
Sure.
Okay.
So my real name is LaDonna Utley.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I said, born and raised Alhambra, but Highland High School graduate. And
okay.
That's awesome.
All right. Okay. So I got to know.
So the pen name is
Bella Spark.
All right. Fair enough. Well, Bella. Fair enough, Bella. But I got to know, like, you're sitting around, you said this has been a childhood dream, but you're sitting around a year or two ago and you're like, I got this idea. I got to get this out of my brain onto paper. How did this first spark? Oh, wait, I didn't mean to do that either.
It happens.
He planned it last night.
No, I didn't. But we do have the didn't. Okay. Anyway.
No. So a couple of years ago, my husband and I bought this Jeep, and we didn't. He just wanted a Jeep, and kind of went from there. We took it down to Shawnee National Forest, and I said,
Where at? Harrisburg, Polk County?
Harrisburg area.
Okay, that's
and
where
we
I'm
drove
from.
some of the fire roads down there. And I looked down at one point and I said, "I don't know if I can do this." And he's like, "Yeah, you can do this." And then we went to our first Jeep stock, which is kind of we joined the Midwest Jeep Thing Club in St. Louis. And there are a lot of Metro East people that are in that too. I did join the Highland Jeep Club, and I did the parade that you guys did this past
nice.
Christmas.
The lights parade.
Yes.
Okay.
That was wonderful. I hope that continues. I'm sorry.
You're good.
No, that's another first for us.
Yeah.
Nope, this is raw.
Yeah.
So I do get the.
You are.
And it's buried.
I'm sorry.
Okay, time's up. Well, thanks for coming.
And Joe doesn't help.
Tell you what, I haven't
No
been on
cuts.
the air in a while. I'm like a caged up animal. I've been down in the basement, 6 cups of coffee. Matt Foley. All right.
Anyway, it kind of went from there. We did the Jeep stock. We did our 101 class with them, and that's a classroom experience in the morning. In the afternoon, you get to go out and practice what you do. And my husband was doing all the driving, and I was being passenger, and I was fine with that. And then last April was my first Chicks in the Sticks event, and that's our Women Forward. It is not women only, but it's Women Forward. They try to get them more involved with the guiding and the gunning process of off-roading, and just empowering women to, live that lifestyle. And so...
Oh, now you...
Well,
sorry about the distraction.
I'm sorry.
Miss Bella. Very rude, Ryan.
Anyway, he wasn't able to go to the Chicks in the Sticks event, and so I said, well, I'm going anyway, and I did it, and I happened to meet my best friend there, which is what inspired this first book. She drives a Jeep also.
This is number one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that event really just literally ignited something in me. I wanted to write the children's book, but I didn't have a character or an idea really. And when I came home from Chicks in the Sticks, I said, that's it. Sparky is more than a Jeep. He's a character. And a couple of times since then, my husband has actually mentioned trading it in. And I said,
Sparky?
Yeah. One, I'm too far down the rabbit hole. And two, that's like saying you're going to trade in one of our children.
I agree.
If he needs a sibling,
you can't trade it in. How are you going to find another name?
Exactly.
You're going to have to have a new or that's your new volume.
Yes, because there are more books.
Okay. I'm a writer too.
Okay.
I'm not.
But it's just been, from there, it has literally just kind of exploded. And I would see kids that just light up at Sparky. And then, of course, if you know much about Jeeps, the ducks kind of go hand in, and it's a love-hate relationship. Some people
I
love
see them on
some people.
dashboards a lot. Yep.
Yes. So this is what we spark. This is what we duck other Jeeps with. I've got a little card that talks about it with the QR code, and then my Sparky ducks. But that kind of just exploded into empowering other children. The ducks is a way to draw in the kids. When we were at the parade, I went through 500 ducks and barely was halfway through the parade. The kids loved those ducks, and I think the parents liked it because it was more than candy, and
Yeah.
So it's just, and it's been interesting. I would have never taken my kids on an adventure like that when they were young, but to see other people out there with their kids, and sometimes those kids are scared, and so I'll give them Pop and say, here, you guys let Pop ride with you, and it just, and it's okay to be scared. I was scared too, and I think that's something that's important. This past November, I actually went to Hawaii for my best friend's wedding, and I ended up skydiving, and it's like, was I scared? You better believe it. That's an understatement, but I did it anyway. And I think,
what a great spot to go skydiving at.
Right? I had actually messaged my husband, and I said, okay, so I can go skydiving. And he goes, go for it. And I was like, do you up the life insurance or something?
No
He's
kidding.
like, well, no, but if you're going to do it, And I was like, well,
Do it
if
in
I'm
Hawaii,
going to
if
die,
you're
I might as
gonna
well
do
die in Hawaii,
Your
right?
husband sounds like a real quack. This episode's fire.
Where's that button?
This episode's fire, everyone.
Where's the
Watch out.
wah, wah, wah?
But yeah, it did ignite something kind of inside me that just, I believe in myself, and I'm not going to let anyone stop me, and I'm not going to let fear stop me. To me, the only regrets I want to have are that I tried something and I failed at it, rather than I didn't even try it. So,
I love it.
So when did you start? When did the writing process start for Sparky Makes Friends?
Probably May or June, and I really wanted to have this out in time for this past holiday season, but ironically, it wasn't quite ready. I ran into I can't draw a stick person, so I had to find an illustrator, and that process took a little while.
Not AI.
No,
You had an actual
I
illustrator.
We would
did
know
not.
if that was Chat GPT on the cover.
Yeah, I
see
did.
a lot of it now.
I was
out there.
very adamant about not
Yeah.
wanting AI.
Yeah.
And to me, because I don't have that artistic talent, I can tell if something's AI, but
Yeah.
not, and I wanted the illustrator to have creative freedom.
Did they nail your concept?
Yes, for the most part.
Okay.
I said, take these pictures, use this as inspiration, and then create. And Panda Pro Publishing, and they're actually not in the States, but they've been wonderful to work with. And she would give me, I have complete control over the process. Nothing gets published unless it gets my okay on it. So
this is all original, even your words.
Yes.
100%
Yes.
original. And
Correct.
I think we're going to be. I don't think we're far from a society that appreciates the original aspect of it, and that's not right now. Everybody's obsessed with AI, but and it's not going anywhere. But I think we're going to start appreciating actual art that is still done by humans.
I agree.
It's
You
funny
know.
you mentioned that because we just had a post on our group page that was just kind of fun. Hey, put your photo of your Jeep into Gemini or ChatGPT or whatever, and let it come out. And it comes out with some neat, interesting, fun stuff, right? But to me, AI, if you're going to use that tool, it's a great tool to use in conjunction, but like anything else, it comes with responsibility. So, as an author, I can't imagine using AI to write the book. It can help edit, it can help research. To me, that's no different than Googling something,
Yeah.
right? But to use it to actually write for you,
Well, then you're not
no.
writing.
Yeah.
You're not
Right.
writing.
Then you're not writing.
Exactly.
Right.
AI is writing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So-
And you run into so many, issues with like licensing, because who gets credit for that?
Right.
And
Right. Tell us a little bit about Sparky Makes Friends, your first book.
So the first book is based on my friendship with Jenny and her Jeep Phoenix, and we hit the trails together, and just Sparky was kind of lonely out on the trails before, and then we met, and he finds that the trails are much better with a friend, and also as an off-roader, you never go alone. That's just not something you do. And so it just talks about kindness, and it really teaches some of those social emotional learning traits, and can help reinforce those. And then there's some activities in the book. In the first one here, they're more just like crosswords, coloring, crosswords, that type of thing.
Well, what's the target age for these two books?
So really, probably the Sparky Makes Friends is like 3 to 8-ish. And then the second book, Sparky's Different is His Superpower, is probably like K through 3. It's a little bit more, the activities in it are more reading comprehension and that social emotional learning. Is there a time that you didn't feel brave or something like that? And we can move to the second one whenever you're ready, but the second one is, because Sparky is a gladiator, which is like the truck style, he gets a lot of teasing on the trail. It's like, oh, here comes Sparky. He's going to have to make a 10-point turn. And, there are times that, I have to make multi-point turns, but I still do it. And we're very capable. There are things that I think he can do that he can't. And I said earlier that if you're 4.5 foot tall, you're probably not going to play basketball. There are things that you just can't do. But, you can try and you can get out there and still have fun.
Just the way you're talking, you're bringing this like to real life. Because I'm like, are we still talking about the book, or you're like this is exactly what you want though? Probably
Yes.
as an author, is to get lost in the story.
Yes.
Yeah.
And people will say, "Oh my gosh, you talk about your Jeep like it's human. I said, well, it is like a child of mine. Our 4 dogs, I had 2 boys and a 10-year-old granddaughter. And so, yes, those are my human children, but I have 2 dogs that are my 4-legged children, and Sparky is my 4-wheeled child.
Nothing wrong with it.
And it's kind of a neat experience because not a lot of other children's books have a real life character to compare to. And so this is like, oh, that's Sparky from the books. Kids will look at that and connect that. So
I think it's very cool that this book, it's got you have the book, and then on the back end you have the coloring, you have activities in it. So it's way more than just a book. The art in it is very appealing.
I agree. As soon
kids.
as she pulled them out, it just looks good.
Yeah.
I think not knowing a lot about art myself, my idea was kind of a watercolor, the bright colors, but also more of the trail, the browns and greens, that type of thing. And really it is just about letting the illustrator have that creative freedom within a set of guidelines, and to partner with somebody.
The quality is good as well. Inside the pages, I mean, it's good quality.
Dense book.
It is.
Dense book.
It is. It's a good way to,
If you need to roll that up and get one of your 4-legged friends from, So I was going to ask you. You had a dream. You did it. There's got to be people out there right now that are thinking, "Hey, I like to write." What do you tell them?
Do it.
Okay.
Absolutely do it. Like I said, it's been a childhood dream. I started a memoir a couple of years ago, and that's kind of a work in progress, right? Life is a work in progress.
Yes.
And that's still in progress. But I think reaching children and getting some of the messaging out, and children need to be taught lessons, but they don't want to feel like they're being taught or preached at, or and this gives them something that they can kind of grab onto and still get that messaging that they need to get in a way that lets them absorb it without feeling like they're being taught and preached at.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just has expanded from that into what I'm calling the Bella Spark Community Initiative. Based on this book is where I kind of got the idea for these confidence kits. And these are just samples that I'm starting with. So they're not the full episode yet or the full package yet. But these confidence kits, if a kid is having a bad day, they can just pull out this card, affirmation cards, and they're all going to be different sayings. You're brave, braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think type thing. They have a little duck in them. And then, of course, it can be age appropriate because you don't want a 3-year-old with a teeny tiny duck they can swallow.
Yummy.
And some stickers and just little things that they can, put this in their backpack or whatever. And just if they're having a tough moment, they can get this out and, you know what, I am brave or I am strong and, I'm me. And that's okay.
I think there's not enough resources like that. We were laying around last night and kind of looking for some things we haven't, getting ready to be a 10-year-old, but just looking for things out there in regard to confidence and positivity. Because we get these kids, they get caught up in what's going on,
right,
at school and extracurriculars. And, as I'm looking, I'm like, it didn't seem like there was just an overwhelming type of things out there for that. So I think this kind of fits right into that,
right.
Just give that nudge.
So the idea kind of started with the confidence kits. And then it dawned on me that, there are kids at hospitals that need comfort. And so that got onto the comfort kit. And so for every confidence kit that is purchased or created or donated, a matching comfort kit is then donated to a child at Children's Hospital.
Oh.
In addition to that, then they have siblings. And it's like, well, maybe a sibling feels neglected, or neglect is not a right word, but if all the attention is on the sick child, you might have siblings that feel kind of left out. And so if they have one, those siblings are also going to get one that says, hey, you matter too.
Oh, I like it.
And then I expanded that because my parents are living in the VA home in Quincy. And so sometimes you see all the vets that kind of get overlooked or forgotten. And so I've started the Vets Pack, and I'm calling these strength packs or kits. And so it's just kind of a reminder that, hey, you're not forgotten, and thank you for your service. And, we as a society, we owe you. So
you got your books, you got these kits. I think the next question, where can we get these things?
Yep.
So you can find both books on Amazon and then also on my website. And then for the kits, you can contact me. Those, I'm really hoping to start partnering with some community businesses, and I also really want to get into schools and libraries and be able to do readings and activities, and I can cater those to different age groups and activities. I actually just booked with the Muscuda High School to do a career fair with them.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I didn't go back to college until I was an adult, and I didn't get my degree until I was almost 50. And
you
so
got me beat there.
I think, I don't want to advocate don't go to college, but everybody has a little bit different timeline, and it's never too late. And so if I can get that messaging out, and that's why I said I can tailor that messaging to whatever age group or population I'm speaking with and dealing with. So just getting the information out there and getting the community. I really, really want Highland to kind of showcase and be able to say, hey, the Sparky mission has gone, it started here and it's growing here, and then can expand to, I just think the local community, and to me, it's a way to give back to the community that helped shape me. So
I can see you at the Peanut Butter PB&J Festival.
Yes, PB&J Festival, the farmers markets,
Yes.
The Schwei, any kind of community event. Sparky loves to get out there and Pop. They love to get out there and interact with the kids in the community. I will be at the KC Hall this Sunday for the Crafts and Kindness Fair that they've got going on, and so we'll be there for that.
And then you've got Facebook, website.
Website.
Okay.
Yep. Instagram, and it's just growing from there.
Okay,
Awesome.
so you're new on this. I feel like not new, but I feel like this. You're at the front end of a cool journey here.
Yeah.
And the more the word gets out, people become familiar, and then when's your new book coming out? By the way.
It's in process.
We love drops.
It's not enough. I'm sorry. 2's not enough.
No, my original idea was maybe 5 books or so, but I do have written a volume 1 bedtime stories, and I have written
What's the name of your bed? Springy? Is it Springy or
That's good.
I haven't named that.
Creaky?
I also have a Christmas book that will be out for this Christmas. Our Jeep Club does a lot of, they call it the Christmas blessings, and we collect gifts and stuff for needy families, and just great. I'm working with Chris Freeman to see if we can get Highland to do more with the lighted Christmas parade this coming year. Last year, we over in St. Louis and Breckenridge Hills, we did where we escorted Santa out of town right before Christmas, and drove through the neighborhoods, and all the Jeeps are decorated with their lights, and we've got blow ups and all kinds of stuff, and we literally just escorted Santa.
I know Santa personally. I really do.
Okay.
I know Santa personally. So if you need a connection with Santa, I got it.
Perfect.
And I think Sparky's got to lead that, right?
Sure.
I mean, like being a gladiator, that's,
Yes.
Rudolph was he was a different one.
Right.
Sparky's
It's
red.
red.
Right.
It's perfect to
Yeah.
lead Santa out.
And I mean, Santa's more than welcome to. We got a chair we can put in the back.
Santa Bill. Hey, Santa Bill, you're getting beckoned.
Well, you know what? It's already almost mid-March, so the planning has to start soon.
Okay. Well, when we get done, I'm going to make sure I let Santa know that he needs to tune in so he can hear me throw his Santa initiative out here.
Yes. Yeah.
So if you're part of a Jeep community, or if you have family that's part of a Jeep community, this is a great book. If you're the cool uncle that has the Jeep and buy it for your nephew or your niece to get them involved, it is very reasonably priced. And you said you can access it on Amazon.
Correct.
Do we want to get into what these things are?
They're $19.99.
Okay.
And that includes that's everything. And if you're Prime, it includes the shipping.
Okay.
And they are print on demand. When I ordered, I got it within about 3 days. So
Nice.
It's
Nice.
not like you have to wait forever.
Okay. Well, is there anything else? I mean, you got a great story.
Thank you.
Very unique. I appreciate it. Is there anything we didn't cover that you might have left out as well?
I just welcome all kinds of collaboration and partnership with, businesses, community organizations.
Tracy, Leaps of Love, heads up here. I think it'd be a good partnership for you.
Yes.
FYI.
Yeah. So just, give me a shout out, find me on Facebook or email or my website, and I'd love to collaborate.
Very cool.
Yep. We sure appreciate your time.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you.
Yes. Thanks, Bella.